Welcome back to the Hall of Fame show. It's your host, Myra, and I am here today with fashion designer Lucky, who has designed for some of your favorite celebrities. To hear all about her story and coming all the way from Oregon girlies over here, to Los Angeles. Lucky, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm excited too. So, always to start with, just telling us a little bit about your journey in coming to LA for our audience.
Oh my gosh. Well, I came here originally to go to FIDM, which is currently under Arizona State University, whatever. But yeah, came here to go to FIDM, and it was really cool, but I'm gonna be honest, this college was not for me.
Right.
So came here, and a couple months in, I really realized that just the education system here was not for me, so I promptly dropped out. And I mean, I was 19. Mm-hmm. So 19, I dropped out of college, and I've been making stuff since I was a kid. So
yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay,
I know about your...
We'll start from the beginning. Sorry.
We already chatted a lot before the interview started, so now we're having to re-go through everything we chatted on.
Oh my gosh. Well, I am born and raised Portland, Oregon, through a very creative and a very artsy family. So, my grandparents, both my parents, both my siblings were all very creative in very different ways. Yeah. My mom was making baby blankets for us when we were kids. She never really did any elaborate sewing things, but she had a sewing machine. Yeah. And I was fascinated by it. One of our other family friends at the time would make us capes and different costumes as a kid, and I loved the idea of being able to create things out of fabric or just being able to just create. Yeah. I was such a creative kid. So around the age of 5 or 6, I stole my mom's sewing machine and taught myself to sew, and have literally sewed probably every day since.
Oh my gosh.
I grew up in a very artistic education that really gave us the opportunities to have a lot of creativity and try a lot of different things. And so it really just gave me such a good path to be able to make clothes. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, the one reason why I really got into fashion is I could never find clothes that made me feel like me. Mm-hmm. It always felt like I was a copy, or felt like it wasn't perfect, or didn't fit me right, or just any of the lists that I feel like a lot of people go through for fashion. And so I started making my own clothes. We started sewing, I started crocheting and knitting, and really doing whatever I could to create things that made me feel the best way I could. Yeah. And then my mom kind of saw how much I was creating and started putting me in markets when I was I think starting even 6th grade. I would crochet plushies, I would crochet so much, and I would create so much. My mom was like, we need to kind of get you out there and start just people being able to see your stuff. And so I have been doing markets since then, and when I came to LA to go to FIDM to really kind of start that really structured fashion designer education in that whole different part of life, I really realized that the system was made for designers to work for others and not build things for themselves.
Right.
And I did not like that.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. That wasn't my thing. I want to build a place where I make clothes and I create things that help other people feel their best selves. And even within my family, I have both my sisters, I make clothes, and even my mom, I make her clothes, because I think it's so important, especially now, to be really confident with your individual self. Yeah. And clothes is such a big part of that. Yeah. And I know sometimes people kind of overthink it. Either overthink it or don't think about it enough. Yeah. Where they kind of don't realize that you putting on an outfit every day and making yourself feel better really does make you feel better. Yeah. It's not just putting on an outfit, it's making every day be your best self. Yeah. So the passion for creating a brand has always been there. And so I was able to leave college and get an apartment and start my own brand. And when I was freshly 19, I started LSD, which is Love, Sex, Death, and that was a name unto itself to come up with.
Yeah, how did you come up with the name? I feel like naming is so hard, right? Because you're like, you think of something, you think it's an original name, then you're like, wait, 20 people are already using that.
No, it's actually really funny. So before my brand was, when I was still in college, my friend, we'd kind of started like a little like side brand together, where it was just me and her. We were like best friends, college roommates, all that kind of things. So we started a little brand together, which ended up being, she went by Star at the time, which was Lucky and Star Designs.
Oh,
And it was super cute. It was really great. And I always knew I wanted a brand. I loved the LSD side of that. As LA goes, we did have a falling out. But I loved the LSD name because I think for me, the reason I really kept the LSD part was it kind of drives some people away. Where some people will see that LSD part and be like, oh, they'll judge it because it goes to psychedelic, it goes to acid, it goes to different things. Where I'm like, it's just an acronym. Yeah. But I love that it kind of shies people away, kind of like weeds people out. Where like you really have to like fuck with that. And then for the Love, Sex, Death part, which is always really funny because when people find out my brand is Love, Sex, Death, they always emphasize the death part. Yeah. And it's so funny to me. So the way I actually write this for my brand is love. The L is capitalized because I think that's just like the capital cursive L is one of my favorite things. Yeah. And then sex is all caps because I low-key wanted to give a tribute to Vivienne Westwood. Okay. Who has always been my fucking inspiration. Her and Alexander McQueen and so many others, but Alexander McQueen and Vivienne Westwood. And everyone says it. You see it in my style, you see it in how I design, and honestly, a lot of my mentality. I love them so much, and they gave me so much inspiration to genuinely be myself, to where like I really just gave up on caring if people like judged. Yeah. Especially with what I do now, I think I genuinely. I have a talent that people can't replicate. For sure. And I'm trying to kind of build, in a sense, I am trying to build an ego up because I've tried to be a really humble person. I really don't like a very egotistical human. Yeah. But it happens. I think it's also just shit with little childhood shit. But
you almost have to be to survive in LA, right? Like you have, like almost everyone I've met that's made it has to have a mentality of like, I'm the best in order to keep themselves getting to the next level.
No, for real, especially in the city and especially just with like everything going on right now with the amount that social media can change shit, the amount that social media can also like, the ups and downs of social media, the in-person stuff, like the new generation that's kind of coming about, like there's so much that just needs to be just changed and focused on, like, people need to realize it.
And so have you had this specific style? Like, how do you curate your style? Have you, like, just had this in your brain? I know you just talked a little bit about, like, who you looked up to, but, like, how do you come with this style?
Oh, my God. I've just had such a, like, my style has evolved so much, and and like with me being able to make clothes and my talents always growing, my style always grows. So I have a ton of hippie influence. I have a ton of punk influence because Portland born and raised. The underground punk scene and music scene in Portland, Oregon was a really big part of my teenagehood, teenage years, and I mean like an insane part. So my style inspo is really just being one of one, being decorated and jewelry. Hang on, I might fuck up the thing. I love to jingle. I love all of the noise. I definitely understand how people around me don't really appreciate it sometimes. Yeah. But I love being decorated. And like even with my tattoos, I think as humans, we have so much access to customize who we are as people to exactly like wildest dreams we can. Like there's so much we can do and so much this world can offer to be able to dress the right way with body mods, with hair, with tattoos. Like there's so many ways to be able to feel so comfortable in your skin. And I think for me, like doing, like I did a lot of my own tattoos we talked about earlier, like the jewelry I do, like making stuff that's one of one for me and really knowing that like no one else is gonna have this. But then I also have the access to make everyone it as well. I hope this makes sense.
No, it's all making sense.
We talked earlier again, but like I have one of the fastest moving ADHD brains you'll ever meet, and so I lose, like I don't even lose train of thoughts. My brain just shoots.
You just keep going. I love it.
It's so chaotic. It's a great time, especially as a creative, because I'm always coming up with ideas. But then I lose the train of thought. I lose my train of thought.
Like, what was I talking about?
And everyone's like, what did I ever like the weed, the memory? Like, are you good? And I'm like, no, I just think so fast. Like, there's so much stuff going on in my brain. It's absolutely bonkers. Oh, it's so fun.
With that, we were also talking about how on TikTok, I like to listen to the 2x speed. So I'm like, you're actually talking at the perfect speed for me.
I do too. I always have to hold down 2 speed. I don't even know why. Like my brain, like things going slow is just like, oh, I can't do it. Which is, I am, actually, not really a lot of people know this. I'm actually training out of LA for the summer.
Okay, where are you trying to go?
I'm going over to New York. Which is,
I could so see you in New York.
For artists, it's really like you either kind of go from New York to LA or you go to LA to New York, specifically for artists. And so I definitely, I need a faster paced city. For me right now, I need that go. I want to do shows every month. Like I want just to have so many opportunities, and here gives me so many opportunities, but everyone needs a little bit more planning. Like they don't really move as fast as I need, which is no one's fault. Absolutely
New York, they move too fast. But you're like, okay, slow down.
I'm like, I gotta catch up on things, because especially like being a creative, I've been sewing for 17 years now. I'm turning 23 next month.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. So we talked about kind of your coming.
Oh, we're jumping around so much.
I love it. From Oregon, then dropping out of school, coming to LA. You had a fallout with your friend, and now you're building your own brand, LSD, Love, Sex, Death. How that name came about. Okay, so now you're building all these pieces, and are you just like posting on social every day? How are you building your clientele base?
So I do a mix of both. So my apartment, I have the cutest little 1-bedroom, and my entire living room is a showroom. I have 5 or 6 racks of clothes that I make, and it's all in the showroom. I have my hats, my masks, my little tchotchkes. So a lot of it I do post on social media. I mainly post on Instagram right now, because with TikTok and buying all that. I'm gonna stay off TikTok for a little bit.
I mean, TikTok, you can make money. TikTok Live and
more the fact that the U.S. bought it. It's a ton of
okay, it's more political for you. Okay.
I'm like for real. I'm really trying not to bring politics in any of this shit right now. Trying to stay so far away.
It's not that kind of show, but maybe a different segment.
So no, I'm posting on Instagram a lot, which has actually been really great. I've like over the past 2 weeks, just about every like reel I post is going really good, and really building up my Instagram more, which is so important to me, because I'm like genuinely, unfortunately, social media is such a big part of being an artist and being a designer and showing what I can do. So I really try to do that, but I sew really fast. I am a quick maker in a thing. So like last night I did this really cute kind of like Audrey Hepburn inspired polka dot dress. And I posted this morning, so I do a couple reels with each piece I make individually, because especially with some of the like really cool and like crafty pieces that I make. I did like a jewelry dress recently. I did a pearl dress recently. So people are really intrigued with kind of how I make that stuff, and really how my brain, in a sense, comes up with that, which I'm gonna tell you, I don't even know.
It's just in there.
It just happens. And like most of the time, I really don't even sketch things. I will just be like, okay, here's my idea. Here's the fabric base that I want. I'll go through all of my fabric and go through all my scraps and just make a giant pile of fabric that I am going to use for this. And then I just drape it on my mannequin and sew it all together and do all the things. And it's so much fun.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So you've worked with a lot of celebrities from
I've worked
this.
with quite a few people.
Yeah.
I think over the last like 3 years specifically, I'm going on I think 5 years in LA now.
Yeah.
And so the first couple, the first like year that I was really doing LSD, I was doing flea markets every weekend.
Yeah.
So we're like in Los Feliz, it's a great time, but it's a little iffy with one stuff because people
Yeah.
are really there to buy
Yeah.
good stuff. No one's fault, just like how it is. But I met quite a few stylists there, and one of my favorite stylists, her name is Lynn Allison. She has worked with some incredible people, but me and her have been back and forth for like almost 3 years now. And so she helped me with a lot of the Halsey stuff. She styled that. And then, I did Ashnikko with her a few years ago for a premiere. And then I did a ton of stuff for MGK for his tour, I want to say 2 years ago now for them. And then since
So are you
then,
getting connects through her?
Getting
And then
a bit,
are you
yeah,
actually
yeah.
working with the artists to like have their vision, or are you kind of just
mix of both?
Okay.
Yeah. So with a lot of the styling gigs, if she wasn't available, most of the time I would go in person because my pieces are one of one. There's not really like instructions to go with some. Some of them I need like a YouTube video to be like, here's how you put this on and how you deal with this piece. But it was a mix between stylists pulling from what I already have, me working with designers themselves, or going as the styling assistant.
Yeah.
And helping them pick things, helping style it, and then pretty much the complete opposite is just me doing it completely myself with the designer or the artist itself, which has happened a lot recently. I have quite a few girls that I work with right now who I work with. I do their tour stuff, I do music video stuff for them, and they just literally work with me personally because it's kind of the easiest to kind of cut out the middleman of the stylist, which, sorry to anyone who I'm cutting you out, but so much easier to work without a stylist sometimes.
Yeah.
And then that's for a lot of the customs that I do, is really, there's been so many customs recently for the stuff for Halsey's most recent tour. I've been doing a lot of this stuff for this girl, Myra, who's this incredible, I want to say more like metal artist. She's great, but she is like the most whimsy punk girl ever I've met. So I've made her these crazy dresses that she wears on tour, like covered in books and pieces of paper and covered in decks of cards and like all of this crazy magic stuff. So I love working on customs with people, but it's such a range because I'll wake up every single day and be like, so what do I want to make today? So what do I want to make? Because thankfully, I've had this incredible opportunity to have being a fashion designer be my only job.
Yeah.
I have had, especially in LA, I've had such fortune of being able to just focus on my art and have that really be my passion and what everyone's seeing, and have the flexibility to be like, I don't need to have a 9 to 5. I don't need to stress about that because the shit that I dreamed about as a kid is paying my bills now.
Yeah.
And I might not be completely famous yet, but trust me, we're gonna get there.
You're on the way.
It's also I had this realization, I've tried to have this realization at least once a month, where Vivienne Westwood and Rick Owens and a lot of people that I think my generation and really everyone look up to as our biggest designers, they didn't start doing this until they were 30. Mind you, it was very different back then with the amount of social media can change things and with the exposure of everything. But I try to realize that when I have any lapses of just oh, I wish I was doing more.
Yeah.
And I have to realize that I'm a 22-year-old who is doing my devream job in Los Angeles. That is everyone's dream, to be able to do what they love, to be able to do it full time and not have to worry about anything except for just creating and doing what I love. That's bonkers to me.
It's amazing.
It's so crazy, and I think especially over the last 6 months, because I'm really open about this. I deal with BPD, which is pretty much a short, it's very much like bipolar, where you have your ups and downs, but with bipolar, the ups and downs can last weeks. With borderline personality disorder, these last minute to seconds. So I can have the highest of highs and the worst crash out you will ever imagine within 5 minutes, and I can't control any of it.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot recently of really like letting go the fact that I like needed control in certain parts of my life, or I was stressed about XYZ, or like not thinking I'm gonna make it, and I really let all of that kind of stress go and let the universe kind of show me what was gonna happen. And the start of this year has been incredible. I've had some of my like favorite.
Do you take medication? Like, do you have to take medication, or like, how do you?
Yeah, so I take. Actually, I'm gonna if you please keep this in. Actually, I take lithium and I take Seroquel as well to sleep. But I'm actually I love to give this as knowledge. If you take lithium in any sort of a dosage, do not do any type of psychedelic. It will send you into seizures. This was advice given to me by a registered nurse who has also gone to school for psychedelics. Putting that on the table.
Did you do that?
Did you
go into seizures?
Really. Well, no, I haven't had seizures. I actually had, I was doing ketamine therapy 2 years ago for depression, which is pretty much like clinical ketamine trips.
Yeah.
And my last one that I did actually sent me into sent me into a complete psychosis. Yeah. So so my start of 2024 was all of that, but it's gone past everything. We're chilling now.
Okay,
but
good.
There's a lot of things, especially when it comes to mental health and substances. People don't consider the crossover a lot because genuinely, most people who struggle with some type of mental health is going to take some sort of substance, even if it's just weed. But there is not enough education around medication and even weed, even alcohol, any sort of things, but specifically around any sort of psychedelic.
Yeah.
Because psychedelics are incredible for depression, are incredible for really just opening your mind and realizing that this world is really not what half it cooks up to be. Like, we go look at anything NASA's dropped in the last year or so, and you're gonna be like fucked in the head. You're gonna be like, what the shit is going on in this world? Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Wait, I love the side note. No lithium and psychedelics. That's
don't mix.
That's the note from that. Back to the celebrities you've worked with. Has there been a favorite collaboration that you've done, or someone that you've got to work really close with that you were like, really came up with something amazing?
Can I go on my Instagram real quick?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so honest. I've worked with a lot of people recently. I don't remember.
You're like, there's too many.
Yeah, no, I definitely think.
I'm looking on your Instagram too.
Myra is one of my favorites.
Okay.
She is just, I'll show you this real quick. Please go on LSD by Lucky.
LSD by Lucky.
And you will
Myra.
see. So she does these incredible goth fantasy shit.
Awesome.
But,
and you work with her to put that together.
Yeah, and then I have a couple other dresses. This is her main dress that she wears. It's made out of card fabric and then has cards all over it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna have to put that in. That's dope.
I made this dress for her as well.
Wow.
Yeah. Just that one.
Oh.
This is from a show.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. She's definitely one. I love my whimsy clients.
Yeah.
Because they get it and they let me have so much freedom. So I think,
Have you had a client where you were like, that was a disaster?
Can I be like, I don't really, yes. Yes. I really don't want to get in trouble for this because I just don't want these people fucking emailing me again. But I'll tell you a little bit. So I worked I didn't even work there. I kind of volunteered as a designer at this warehouse that did a ton of manufacturing for some really big brands. Yeah. But they were trying to work with artists to to produce shit for the artists, right? Yeah. They were this. So I was doing something with, and I fucking hate his team. I don't know if it's still the team he's working with, but I actually literally quit working there because of him and his team. And I designed him these crazy custom pants. And then him and his team were to be fair, I was also the only woman who was not literally working on a sewing machine in this factory. Like I was the only girl who was let into these meetings who was like, and none of them could do what I could do. None of them could be like that. So there was just, I don't know if it was miscommunication or just genuinely just not respecting me, but I literally got to the point where I was like, the team and the people that I was working around was
What
not
were they
it.
doing? They're just putting a lot of work on you, or they're just being difficult about every piece you were making?
It was just, it was the fact that they kind of didn't, I told them coming in, I don't use patterns for stuff. I make everything out of scratch. So I was like, okay, I make things from scratch. You're gonna have to retake out part these pants if you want the pattern. So just a lot of miscommunication where they would ask for they would ask for something simple, I would do it, and then they would pretty much be like, oh, that's not what we asked for, we wanted more and more and more. And I was just like, well, that's something we need to start with at the start. And so it's really a lot of the time people's teams ruin the relationship. Because I am always so down to work with an artist and work with different stuff, but a lot of the time I'm also, as an artist, I will not stand for a shred of disrespect. I, as a human as well, and that's how I was raised. And that is also, that also means that I do not owe you a kindness if I don't know you. If you have not proven to me that there's a reason for me to be nice to you, I'm also not gonna be a bitch to people, but I'm not going out of my way to be nice to someone who is not giving me the reciprocate and not even pulling that shit. Yeah, so it's really been with a lot of teams that have just been, it's just frustrating because there's always such miscommunication between the artist and their team and the designer. Because the artist is telling their team stuff, their team is telling me stuff, but they're not communicating it right. So then when I make things, the artist doesn't like it, even though the team told me said XYZ. Yeah, so I really try to, though, if there's a sliver of a bad vibe in a relationship, I'll pull my shit back and be like, yeah, you're good. Because there's so many other people who deserve my art and deserve my time that I'm just not even, I just don't want to deal with the drama. I don't like drama. At all. It's not my shit. Even in friend groups and shit like that, I'm if there's gonna be drama in it, I'm gone. It's not parties, no, I'm good. Any stuff like that, I'm really good without. I like to make clothes and smoke weed and stay home with my cats.
Wait, how many cats?
I have twin cats.
Okay.
I have two.
Okay.
Yeah, they're both girls. They're black and gray, and the black one's name is Void, and the gray one's name is Shadow. Oh, they're the sweetest. Yeah, they're going on 11 months right now. They're my little babies.
So cute. Okay, so we've talked about kind of you coming up, the celebs you've worked with. What is next for you? Are you all, I know you said you want to go to New York. Yeah,
we're gonna be moving in the summer. And I'm gonna come back to LA and do some shows in the future. I have no doubt, but LA was never supposed to be permanent for me. Originally, I came here to go to school, and then I ended up not even going to school. So it's kind of just the time for me to start with a new city, get some stuff that's faster. But yeah, I want to go to New York. I want to do a ton of pop-ups and shows. And my goal is actually to get a small little storefront within the next 2 years tops.
Oh my gosh.
Which is why I'm really wanting to move over to New York, because as much as I love LA, a lot of the in-person shopping's dead. Melrose is not really how it was even 5 years ago.
Online shopping is
Yeah, and especially in New York, if you have a cute little thrift store, it'll go fucking viral. I've been planning my store since I was a kid in my head. I had this mapped out in my head to a T. Everything is 3D. Oh wait, this is so random. How do you, when you picture something in your brain, do you see it in color? Do you see it in 3D? You see it in black and white, 2D? What's the vibe?
I see it in 3D and color.
I love asking people this question because I realize that not everyone's brain really sees in 3D. And I have a very 3D brain where I see everything. I can zoom in, zoom out, all that kind of shit. Very much see every little detail. And I think I've only really met one person who was no, I see everything's flat.
Oh wow.
And I'm baffled by it. Yeah.
That's a different kind of brain. Were they creative?
I love asking people, how do you see things in your head? Because it's really cool to know. Because there's also people in this world who literally cannot picture things in their head. And I'm how do you live? How do you
No, I
survive?
feel like I have a dream or a nightmare every night, and it's very vivid.
I smoke weed and take meds, so I don't dream anymore.
I wish I did. Most of mine are nightmares.
That's how I was, like growing up, and even over like the last little bit, and any time where I've gone into a hospital or done any sort of thing where I'm not taking meds and smoking before bed, like I have the most vivid, fucked up nightmares of everyone I know getting murdered, my cats, like everyone, like it's brutal. Yeah. And I have people who will like kind of ask me and be like, why don't you want to dream? And I'm like, if you fucking know. Like, do you like? It's like a hell loop kind of vibe. Yeah, you're having nightmares. You're not having dreams. Literally, I'm like, and then if I have dreams, it's the most like acid trip shit ever. Where it's like, where it's the most like dream, like the most epiphany, like the most pinnacle definition of a dream, where it's like every single time you turn your head, there's something else that's going on. There's people that don't make sense. There's people that you know there's something, but you don't know what's happening. Like the first fucking planet to the sky, there's a roller coaster going on, like all of the craziest random shit. Oh my gosh. I mean, that sounds iconic, honestly, but like also really hard to do every single night. Waking up from that, you're like, what the fuck did I just go through? Yeah. What's the craziest dream you've ever had? I don't really remember. There's like a childhood nightmare. That's the only dream that I remember. And it's funny because like, it's not Medusa, who's the Ursula from Little Mermaid? The cartoon version of her, but like really like zombied and creepy was like torturing my childhood nightmares. Oh my gosh. And like this, like I'm like so serious, I could literally tell you this fucking dream. But I mean like this was like when I was 10. This was like a dream that I had when I was 10, when I was a kid, literally. So creepy Ursula, right, would pretty much kidnap my twin, right? I genetically have a twin. Yeah. I have a twin sister. Kidnap her, and then literally like sacrificial style, put her onto a like table, right? Like table made of stone, straps, like all the like sacrificial, like about to sacrifice person. And literally I would be running to them, and every time I got close enough, I would teleport away. And this was the loop. That would be in my dreams for like I think it was like literally for like 2 years straight. This was the same fucking dream. And this is gonna be the first time Bailey's hearing about it, my twin. Like, I've never told her. She was trying to save you, girl. I was trying to save you every time, and it didn't work. Yeah, and so it's kind of like all of my dreams now have kind of spiraled more into like my animals being in that kind of a situation. But yeah, I don't fuck with dreams. Because again, like with the picturing things in your head, like having such a vivid imagination means you have such vivid dreams. Yeah. And like, yes, in the fun, happy way, but also in the terrifying and goring and like traumatizing way of like, what the fuck? Yeah. Those are nightmares, girl. Those are not dreams. Yeah, I know. So we love a good Seroquel to sleep. Love that shit. Go to bed, wake up, nothing happened in the middle of the night. You literally close your eyes and you wake up. Oh my God. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing. Wait, I feel like that's such a good note to end on because that's such a crazy story. But we can't wait to see your move to New York. Tell the people where they can find you. Oh, well, not in real life, but like online. You come to my house. Oh, your rental room. I do actually have a showroom, so you can pull up to my house if you want to. I love having people. And how much do your pieces go for? Like, do you have a... It's a whole range. So I really try to have a lot of pieces that are very available. Okay. And so I actually, right now I have the racks in my apartment are 45, 95, 120, and 200. And then I have 200 plus. I have like my archive rack of my like crazy big things that I mostly just rent out. Customize. Yeah. But we always do a range. Yeah. I really try, because I also grew up in a very middle class family to where I don't ever want my clothes to be inaccessible to people who I'm originally making them for. Yeah. Yeah. But you can find me at LSD by Lucky on all social medias, and my website is lsdbylucky.com. And I'm so happy you guys had me. I'm so excited. Thank you for like just sticking with my ADHD brain. No, I love it. I'm so excited for this. It's gonna be so much fun. Awesome. Well, catch us next time on the Hall of Fame show.